Hello everyone, so this is the next video in my doll profile series, and today we are going to be talking about Paige. This is Paige here. She is a Souldoll star. She is a discontinued sculpt, so I saw the star sculpt on Souldoll originally right before they were about to discontinue her, or maybe she already had been discontinued, and I fell in love with this face. I thought it was so unique and beautiful. That's what she looks like here. She has a bit of Asian features, and I love her chubby cheeks and just like small chin, really round face, and her nose shape, her mouth shape, everything about her face I just fell in love with. And I could not find another doll that looked similar to this anywhere. So I kind of just pined over her for a few years, and at the time when I first saw her, I didn't think that I would be interested in owning SDs, so I just kind of thought, wow, that's a beautiful, beautiful doll. I'll probably never own her. But after I got Spore, and I started thinking about the future for my dolls, I really wanted to have more dolls his size that could be part of his world. And I knew that Star would be a perfect grown-up version of my Slinky Neko Junior Boy Nora. So I started searching for her secondhand and happened upon her on the VOA marketplace. The seller was sending her with no face-up, and there were some images of her with a face-up that she had previously had, and it was how shall I say, not the best face-up I'd ever seen, so I was a bit worried that there'd be some residue left over, and she was a bit, she had been around for a few years. The photos that they showed of her had her in some odd, like, handmade outfits, so I was like, okay, fine. This is going to be my first second-hand doll, and I'm going to rescue her. So I had this whole idea of secondhand dolls and what it was going to be like, and I was not prepared for what I received. So I was super, super, super stoked I was able to get this doll. But when she arrived to me, and there is a box opening on here, I had to walk to the post office to pick it up, and then I carried it all the way back, so I was like really sweaty. And I opened up the box, and the doll had basically just been thrown in there. She wasn't packaged well, and she had marks all over her body. The weirdest thing that happened was that her torso piece had like gotten sucked up inside of the breast piece, and so she had this short little weird torso, and I had to pull it out because I couldn't like figure out what was going on. It was very weird. So I contacted the seller and did get a bit of a refund after that. But that was my first experience with secondhand dolls, so it was kind of scary, but it did work out in the end. I cleaned her up. I wanted her to get her some heel feet, which she does have now. You can probably see that there's definitely a color difference there. I ordered heel feet directly from Souldoll, and their new resin color, because she was so old, she was actually quite yellow, and I'm not sure, probably their normal skin was naturally more yellow at the time when she was made, because the feet came and they were bright pink. So I did have the feet color matched, and visually when I look at them here, like in real life, the match is quite good, but I can feel that there's layers of MSC and color on there to help make the match, because they don't at all. This is all fake. This is a made-up match. As for her face-up was done by Finlet, who is a friend that I made on the forums of Gaia Online when I first got into doll collecting, and at the time she, I think, only had her first doll. We started talking and I got my first doll, and she had started working on face-ups, and I really loved her work, so I sent this doll, and I've sent multiple dolls of mine to her for face-ups. Max, who I sold, who I mentioned in the last video, was also a face-up from her. And another thing that I had done to this doll is I had her neck sanded down. So all these modifications and the foot blushing were all done by Finlet. The thing about this doll is she's a very odd size. She's about 55 centimeters tall, and she's very thin. And I don't know if you can see it, but like she's just very like petite and small. Her head is small. She wears size 7-8 wigs, which are the same size wigs as my MSDs. And her neck was extremely long. And I thought she looked like a giraffe neck, so I decided to have her neck sanded down. And to this day, I regret it with all of my being. I feel so badly that I modified this doll body. I wish I didn't do it. I feel like her neck is kind of weird and short now, and just the lines on her neck and everything, because her neck was so long, this was further away from her head, it looked a little bit more normal. Now that it's so close to her head, I feel like it looks so pronounced and so huge, and I've tried sanding it down. Like a bunch of this I sanded myself. I probably just destroyed it. But I don't love that look, and I actually wish I should probably get back in there and try sanding it a bit more, but I'm too scared now, so I just always put things on her that cover her neck, because I just don't like to see it, and it hurts my feelings. And I'll never be able to get another body like this or anything that will match this face, because it's so yellow, and I love her face up. I've had her face up redone a couple times because I dropped her on her face and destroyed it and tried to fix it and made it worse. So she's had multiple face ups by Finlet, who has saved her. I love the way that she looks, and I really would be devastated if this face up was ruined. So this is the body that she's going to have. There's not really a way to replace it, and there's no way to replace this doll, as she has been discontinued for many years now. Funny enough, I've had people on Instagram message me and send me PMs saying, if you ever decide to sell this doll, please let me know. I would love to buy it from you. I love this sculpt. And I cannot blame them, because she's gorgeous. I just wish she was a more normal size in comparison to my other dolls, but it does make her a bit easier to carry around. In terms of the Souldoll body, it is all double jointed. Oh, sorry, I've got something in my eye. Okay. In terms of the Souldoll body, it is completely double jointed, and I have sueded the joints so she can hold poses quite well. Her leg joints are kind of odd in the hip. I don't know if I can show you. She's wearing a lot of clothing, but they're a little bit weird in the hip. It goes all flat there, but it's fine. The knees pose well. So it is a nice posing body. I'm not a huge fan of the joints that look like this, though, on any of my dolls, like that have the piece and then the two pieces. I'd rather it just, the whole piece. Like, I'd rather they not bother with this chunk, but it does help with the posing overall. The outfit she's wearing is another space outfit. I picked it up for her at Dollism USA way back when I went to that, the only year that they had it. They were doing room sales, and I was taking this doll around with me because, like I said, her size is so odd that often SD clothes don't fit her. She can sometimes wear MSD tops and dresses as tops. So I had to find an outfit for her that would actually not just fall off her body. And I'm always looking for another space outfits because I just love them. And I was so ecstatic that when I tried this one on, it actually stayed on her, and it has pieces that do up in such a way that it holds tight and doesn't slip. I love how it looks on her, so this is definitely my outfit of choice for her. She has a couple of different wigs. I like her in the red. I also have a brown wig and a blue wig for her. So just depending on my mood, but she's been in this one for a bit now. And she has another wavy red wig too. So that's a bit about the doll and how I got her and what her body is like. In terms of character, like I said, her name is Paige. She is Spore's life partner, and she is the adult version of Nora. She is a serious person, a hard worker. For part of her background story, I decided she was an optician, so she works at a glasses store. Um, Obviously, this is not her attire for her day job. This is more her weekend wear. I don't know. I just really like this style for her. But I do have, and I had a suit with a jacket and a pencil skirt and a top made for her as part of a swap at one point with some of my Gaia friends. And so she does have a formal workwear as part of her wardrobe. And I do sometimes put her in some of my Mori outfits, just depending on what will actually fit on her body. But like again, it is a little tough. She can't really share entire outfits with my SDs, but she also can't really share with my MSDs. She's just kind of in between there. But so that's my biggest gripe about this doll. But I am so happy that I have her. Her face is just to die for. This sculpt is wonderful. If you've seen other dolls similar to this one, please link them to me, because I just find her so unique, and I would love to see other dolls with more of this type of aesthetic in terms of a face shape for an SD doll. I just find her so lovely. So that's Paige. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any additional questions, please leave them down below, and I will talk to you again very soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye, guys.